For anyone who watches a challenge, that was like a funny throwback challenge reference to when we had Total Madness and Wes and Johnny Bananas were finally on the same time, on the same side, playing together, working together, and they kind of pranked somebody into saying that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I titled this, "You could be the best peach in the world and someone could still like plums." In other words, you could try your hardest to be somebody else or to be the best version of yourself that you can be, and somebody might still not like you for who you are. So I'm going to give you an example of myself. Now, I remember there was this person, this lady that I really liked at one point in time in my life. This was some time ago, and in fairness to me, that person did not let me know of her requirements prior to us deciding to get together. Um, it kind of started to become known over time when she would tell me different things about me. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like the way that you dress. I don't like the way that you act. I don't like the way that you do this. Your job doesn't pay enough money. I don't like this. I don't like that. And me being who I was at that point in time, I didn't have a high enough self-esteem to think that, maybe the problem is you. Not saying that she had a problem necessarily, but the problem being, why get with somebody and try to change everything about them? Why not just get the person who fits the bill out of all these different things that you like? If you don't like everything about me, or you don't like all these different things about me, get with somebody who matches the criteria. To me, it's pretty simple. But the point of me saying that is, I was like, I'm never going to get somebody like her in life again. So I have to do whatever I can do to keep her. One of the things was shopping trips, let's say. Now, I didn't have the budget for the frequency of the shopping trips that we went on, nor the cost of the items, the clothing and stuff that she wanted me to buy for her. But because I wanted to keep her, and because I thought I could never do any better, I went on these spending sprees, and I would go on these spending sprees with my credit card. I would max out, I'd put everything on the credit card. I would just do whatever I could do to satisfy that. In terms of my style, I mean, y'all know who follow me on this page that I have my own style. Nobody tells me what to wear or how to dress. I don't have a stylist. I might have somebody who, occasionally I have people who show me things and say, I think that this would look good. Occasionally, that I'm necessarily going to do that. So, because my style is just unique. But at that point in time, I was like, okay, throw away the style that I had, which I admit is not the same fashion sense that I have now. It was kind of, that was a time when I was dyeing my hair and just trying different things. But the point being, it was who I was at the time. It was who I was at the time, and this person was trying to change who I was at that time. So I changed the clothing style. We used to go out to these expensive restaurants, and there was just a lot of me that was lost in this relationship, is what I'm trying to say. But I finally reached a point where I said, you know what, I guess I'm good enough. Because those complaints, for the most part, had stopped. Hi, Lisa. For the most part, I had stopped hearing those complaints, and it seemed like I was finally in a place where I had met all the job requirements. And I'm saying that sarcastically. I'm saying that sarcastically, like it was almost like a job I had applied for, and I was meeting all the requirements for the job, and I was meeting with my supervisor, which was my girlfriend at the time, and is this good? Is this good? You like this? Did you like this? Was this okay? And at that point in time, everything seemed to be good. Then I remember we reached this one day, and she was like, "I need to talk to you." And I was thinking, it's just one of our normal conversations. She's gonna say, "You know what? I didn't like when you said this, or I didn't like when you did this, or I need this, or I need that." Blah blah blah. I was kind of used to the same song and dance that we would usually do. But no, this conversation was a little bit different. So she says to me, "You know what, Mark? I've never been with a guy like you, and this wasn't meant in a complimentary way." She was like, "All the guys that I have ever been with, they've had more money than you. They had their own car that they could take me places in the car because I didn't have a car at that time. There was reasons why I didn't have the car, as a matter of fact. I think I've spoken about this car thing on here, but I didn't have a car for like 5 years, but I was paying for a car. I totaled my car, but I was paying for it still for another 5 years. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I live in New York. You can get just about anywhere without a car. But the car thing was known by her when we got together. We would meet. We would either take a taxi or we'd hop on a bus more often than anything. And bus was what she was taking anyways. She couldn't drive. She wasn't able to drive. She tried driving before, and anxiety in the car. I mean, it's a New York thing. Some people drive here, a lot of people don't. But the car was one thing she threw in there. She was like, "You only work part-time. You don't make enough money. I don't like having to dress you up or tell you what to wear," which was not something that I asked her to do. I actually liked what I was wearing. I just did that because she would always complain about the clothes that I was wearing. What else? It's like, "You don't have your own apartment." She just gave me a big rundown of all these things that I had tried to change for her. I mean, some of them could not have been changed in that span of time, because we're only talking maybe 6 months that we were together, 6, 8 months, something like that. But a lot of things I did change for her, and she gave me that list and then said, "You're not satisfying those needs or requirements." And I was like, "But I've done this, I've tried this, I did all these different things for you. How could you not see that?" And the things that you say that I don't have right now, the car, the apartment, whatever else, the job that is paying X amount of money, I can get those things. It's not like, I was in my early to mid 20s at that time. So I'm like, it's not out of the question that those things can be acquired. You just met me at a time when I was pretty much down on my luck. So I did all of those things to change myself to the point where I didn't even recognize myself. I was doing things in my life for the sake of keeping this relationship that were not true to me, and that just didn't make me feel like happy. It didn't make me feel like myself. And at the end of that whole thing, she still decided to break up with me for all of the things that she said that I was not, even though I made all those changes. And that was a hard breakup, but it was one of the most important ones. I probably had 2 or 3 very important ones, but it was one of the most important ones in my memory. And the reason why is because at first, when she said all these things, "You don't satisfy all these boxes," at the end, after I had changed so many things to satisfy those boxes, I was like, I can do more. I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to go my separate way, you go your separate way. I was like, I can do more. What else can I do? I'm going to go and start applying for these high paying jobs. I'm going to work hard on getting this and that. I'm going to get myself a car, whatever. I was in a place of desperation at that time, and she was just like, nope, 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 not interested. But in retrospect, that's why that example fits perfectly with my quote, because you can go outside yourself and do all the things that other people want you to do, be all the things that other people want you to be for acceptance, but that list is never going to end. If they're like, I'll like you if you take off one shoe and hop around on one foot all day. I'll like you if you wear red baseball caps on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You put on the red baseball caps Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll like you if you walk around with the Michael Jackson gloves on Saturdays bi-weekly. Okay, you walk around with the Michael Jackson gloves bi-weekly. You get where I'm going with this. The requirements are just going to keep coming, but you're never going to be that person. So, in my estimation and in my opinion, the best thing to do is to just stay in your lane and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And if somebody does not want to accept you or doesn't like you for that, what did they say? There's, I don't know how many billions of people on this planet. There's going to be somebody who does. And I don't even just mean, I used a relationship example, but I don't even mean just a relationship. It could be a friend, it could be an employer, it could be the person who makes you your sandwich at the deli every morning, it could be the Dunkin' Donuts cashier. Mark at 36, gonna be 37 this year, is different than the version of Mark at 20, 21, 22, 23 who just wanted acceptance and love from everybody. Nowadays, I'm just more me than ever. I feel comfortable that way, and I know that, hey, I could decide to put the Michael Jackson gloves on every other Saturday. I could decide to put on the red baseball cap Tuesdays and Thursdays. I could decide to do that, or I could do none of that, or I could have a change tomorrow where I'm like, I want to shave my head bald, or I could be like, I want to hop on one leg every Friday for Hop on One Leg Fridays. You know what I mean? And the people who love and accept me are going to accept every version of me. Unless, obviously, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something to hurt somebody. I'm doing something that is toxic. Those are exceptions, of course. But I just mean being me, having my personality, just being the person that I am, making the type of jokes that I make, wearing the clothes that I want to wear. Whatever is you, just be that. And you'll know that the people that are around you are there for you, and nothing had to change, and there's no better feeling than that. And you have to be willing for those people to go. That's the catch 22 maybe of what I'm saying. It's easier said than done to just say, oh, you gotta love me for me, or you're out of here, because sometimes as humans we crave other people. We crave their company and their acceptance and their love. But if you don't love yourself, and if you don't accept yourself, then anybody else's acceptance of you and love of you is conditional. You need to have an unconditional love for yourself first and foremost. That's the most important thing. And in my example, gotta love hopping on one leg in. In my example that I gave, can you imagine being somebody who is not yourself. You have now changed yourself to such an extreme degree that you look in the mirror every morning and you're somebody totally different than the person you want to be. And you changed because somebody said that you weren't good enough. And then that same person turns around and tells you that that version of you that they created is also no longer good enough. And then you're like, I wasn't even doing me. So I would much rather, this is a quote too, this is not my quote, but it's one of my favorite quotes. I would much rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. And I'm going to leave that at that. Thank you all for your support. These morning messages, for whatever reason, seem to be gaining more of the views than the afternoon or the evening ones, and it's convenient for me because I can do these quickly on my way between clients because now I'm always on the road. But thank you for your support. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate everybody's support, and we're gonna keep how to execute the things I'm gonna be doing on this page. Reality, if you have not followed that, follow it now. Mindful reality, but reality is spelled REALITEA. Reality, like the tea that you pour. Honestly, I think Big Brother usually starts what, late June, early July. So even though that page is not really the most lit thing right now, 3 months of covering Big Brother is like a year of covering anything else. So trust me, when the Big Brother season comes, I'm going to be back really, really, really invested in that page. But for now, the mental health thing is what I do day in and day out, 7 days a week, whether I'm watching TV, whether I'm not watching TV. So that's why I'm always gonna have topics for this. I don't AI. It's like, I mean, nothing wrong with AI, I guess. People use AI, but I don't. Um, all this here, all this stuff is here. I could make a video blog on a different topic every day for the rest of my life and never run out of topics, honestly. Um, but yeah, I hope everybody has a great day. I might be back, I might not for the day, I'm not sure, but thanks for tuning in, and we are going to talk again soon.